watching a video the second time, I don't, even if you participate live on the conference line, when you go back and watch the video, it's you absorb more and learn more and hear something you. Yeah, because you concentrated on something else and then he said something else. So it's always great to go back.
Yeah,
I agree with
and then, yeah, and then some of the things you feel like you are listening, but you will not hear. So when you listen the second time, like, when did he say that?
Yes, it's true. So that's
Okay,
it.
my
Everyone has
hands
to
are
watch the
warming
video.
up.
And if you're on the line, you have to
They are
watch
warming
them.
up.
Think you can get away with but not doing that.
All right.
Hallelujah.
My hands are warming up. All right. What do we mean when we use the word luxury? What are we talking about? When we use the word luxury, what are we talking about?
You're talking about maybe living a life of extravagant.
Extravagant?
Great, yeah, and great comfort kind of life.
Okay, let's remove the word extravagant and put the word comfort. Comfortable, that's the right word. Words like comfortable, the best of anything. That's the word that describes luxury. Extravagant means being careless with your money and with your resources and with your life. So let's go. What is the meaning of the word luxury?
Comfort. Living in plenty.
Living in plenty. Plenty is there. Plenty is there. Yep. Having plenty in quality. Always remember the word quality, comfortable, the best. Quality, comfortable, the best of a thing. Somebody else who has something else to add here? Comfortable, quality, the best.
Will you add wealth or riches to?
Well, they supply those things. Wealth and riches must be, they are, wealth and riches supplies comfort, the best, and quality. That's what riches, that's what money, riches, and wealth supplies. Because if you don't have money, you don't have riches, you don't have wealth, you cannot have luxury. You can't. It's impossible. You'll be living, you will be residing in a little town called poverty, and you will not be in the city, in the civilized city that is called wealth. Because with wealth, there should be luxury. Somebody else should help us. Nancy, help us here. How do we define the word luxury?
Is, hello?
Yes?
Something is extravagant. It costs a lot of money. Extravagant.
Extravagant. Well, not well. Is that how the dictionary defines it?
Well, it's extravagant. Let me look what it means. It's when you spend a lot of money on something, but it's
Oh, that's extravagant.
Yeah, exceeding what is reasonable or appropriate. It's more than normal.
Okay, so Mary, you were right. See, I shouldn't argue with the teacher.
Because if you're in a luxury suite, it's above normal. So it's extravagant. You're spending money that you don't.
I don't know how that word.
Just wanna,
I don't know how that word is used. How extravagant is used for it.
all right, what's an extravagant person? It means excessive, expensive, extreme. If you're extravagant, you're going to
Let's
spend more money.
read from the dictionary what luxury means.
Okay.
What does it say about luxury? Let's hear what they say before I tell you mine.
Okay. Luxury is a state of great comfort and extravagant living.
Okay, great comfort and extravagant living. I will pick the comfort, but I will not pick the extravagant, because you see, when you have money and you want the best, I don't think that it is actually I'm not sure whether that is extravagant living. I think that's just quality living for me. It's not really necessarily extreme for me. I don't see it that way. So the way they put it doesn't really rhyme with me sometimes, the way the dictionary put things. Because if something is the
Above
best,
the norm. It's above the norm. If you want a hotel, you want to go to sleep. So all you need is a bed.
yes.
Now, if you're extravagant, you're going to want more than a bed. You're going to want a bed that, water bed, or something above the norm. You see, that's how liberals think. They think that if you're spending a lot of money, you're being extravagant. That's a liberal point of view, because you don't really need it. You're spending more money than is necessary.
Okay, and what is the other point of view? What is apart from liberal, what is the other point of view? Progressive or
Oh, I don't know. Let me see. I don't even know.
being liberal should have even been more generosity.
Something. Liberal.
Person or great and well. Something that is expensive.
Okay, I will want, instead of saying extravagant, I will want to use the word like expensive. And why is it expensive? Is because it's quality.
Because it's right, but you don't need it to sleep. You could sleep in a regular bed. You don't need.
Well, I don't need a regular bed to sleep. Unfortunately, I don't need a regular plane. I don't need a regular cloth. I don't need a regular shoe, because they are not good for me. I want something that is expensive, something that is quality, cushy. I don't want a regular shoe that I will wear from point A to point B and my leg is swollen. Mary, you're getting it? Nancy, you're getting it? Because that's ordinary shoe. That's normal shoes. So I want something with more cushy on it, something that will last longer. The leather is real leather. Those are the things. So for what we are talking about here is not about being expensive or being extravagant and all those words. For us here, luxury simply means the best, comfortable, quality. That's what we are looking at here. When I go to a hotel, when I sleep in a hotel to do my conferences, I look for something that is luxury. I look for luxury. Why? Because it contains quality, is the best, and is comfortable. It's comfortable. People just want somewhere where they get drunk, then they lie down, they don't even remember where they lay their heads, and then they wake up the following morning and they go about it, not me. I won't be able to function. I will not be able to function if I'm like that. Now let's bring it into love. Hold on here. Hello? Okay, the person is out of there. Hold on. That solved the problem. All right, here we go. When it has to do with love, like today we celebrate the festival of love, we celebrate Valentine Day, and Valentine Day has mostly to do with romantic kind of love. Well, let's look at it this way. Why do you want to be with somebody who is not the best? Why do you want to make a home with somebody who doesn't believe in quality? Why do you, I'll give you an example. I know of several people, this is real. If they want to buy a car, they never buy a new car or a fairly used car that is nice, doesn't need no repair work, good to go. They always buy a car that they have to start work on, and they never finish working on it till the days of Adam and Eve come and go. Next tax return, they get money and they go and buy another junkyard vehicle, and they will tell you why they buy it. That they can fix this, they can fix this, they can fix this. They will never fix it. That is two cars not fixed. Next year, they now buy a bus, and they will tell you why they are buying that bus. And they start fixing. It never gets fixed. Now we have 3 vehicles. It continued until the entire streets is littered with cars that will never be fixed. There are some people who have, Nancy talked yesterday about people who have a thrill with this kind of lifestyle. There are people who always, they know the car is not good, but they are ready because they live on the age, LIVE. They are abiding on the age of life. They will take a car that they know cannot go very long, and they will take it on a journey, and it will break several times. It gives them a thrill to be begging people for money to put a gas in a car, or to help them get a tire to repair. That makes them feel like they are doing something. And what they are actually doing is living on the edge in the world of cheap. I'm serious. The kind of car where the speedometer doesn't work, they'll drive that car, the oil get dried, there's no fuel, there's no gas in the car, and the thing will blow up. Somebody called me from Texas a while back, and I say, what's wrong with your car? Why are you not driving that car? Oh, the engine blew. Instantly, the Spirit of God told me that she was not maintaining that car. She was driving that car until that car was running on E. They did not change the car for winter. They didn't change the oil and the different thing, prepare the car for summer, nor prepare it for winter. That woman drove that car until the engine blew. And she is still owing on the car. Others will go and take a big loan to go to school. They never finish. You ask them what they did with the loan, you cannot see anything. Living on the edge, living in stupidity, and living in poverty. Nothing quality. There's nothing wrong about starting your life with second-hand stuff. But as you have to do every good thing in your power to get away from there. Jesus was born in a manger, was not raised in a manger, didn't grow up in a manger, did not die in a manger, was not buried in a manger, and did not resurrect in a manger. So why is it that you were born into poverty or into middle class lifestyle and you cannot tell yourself, I'm gonna get out of this and go to the life of quality, the life of the rich? So why are you still associating with people who a long time ago should have been out of that place and into quality lifestyle, luxury? Luxury does not necessarily mean that the thing is expensive. It simply means the thing is of high quality. And because it's high quality, we normally attach expensiveness to it. But the rich do not see those things as expensive. They see them as needs, things that they must have. Not just to enhance their status, not just to make them look better, but something that they cannot live without because it makes them feel better. It makes them to focus. For the poor, having a Mercedes-Benz or a jet and a good house is a show to tell the world they have arrived. For the rich, it's simply a way of life. There's nothing to show up about. There's nothing to show off about. There's nothing like that. Nancy spoke to me about how the tortoise and the hare were in a competition, and for the tortoise, it is normal. For the hare, it's a competition. And even after the tortoise won, there was nothing to celebrate. It's a normal thing. That's their normal life. It's a normal thing. Saving or looking for good deals for something comfortable, something quality, something that the best should be normal to us. It should be normal. If this kind of things is not normal to you, then you have to grow up into it to make things normal for you. Things must be normal. The best, the most comfortable, the most quality must be normal for you. It must be normal for you. It should not be, oh, I am now climbing into this. Oh, I can now show off what I got. No. These are normal things. For the rich is normal. And for you, a lifestyle of luxury should be normal. Luxury doesn't mean that you should go and break a bank. You should go and empty your bank account. It means you look for the best deal, the right time to buy it. There should be some good savings. What is the use of buying like 5 different kind of bed to sleep on in a year? Because you keep buying things that are of low quality and they keep spoiling. Instead of putting that money together, after a while, I'm buying one that is extremely quality, very good quality, and you can be on it for years. That's the same thing. When you hurry into relationship and you end up with quantity, somebody that is quantity and not quality, and what happened? You end up not feeling good about yourself. Why? Because sooner or later you realize that you don't have the best. The person can't think right. The person, you can't ask them, can you help me to do this? And they will. They are not sensitive people. You need the best. In everything you need the best. Excuse me. Who is this calling me from Washington, D.C.? Okay, I am on a broadcast, Maria of Minnesota. What are you looking for zip code for? But you have my P O Box in the internet. Everything is there. You can also do it with the P O Box. You can also do it with the P O Box. You take it to the post office and tell them that I should sign for it. It's the same thing. All right. It's there in the internet, there on our website. My P O Box is there on the website. All right, Maria. And you too, you have a good Valentine Day. I will. Okay. No, tell them all. Tell them all here. Talk to them all on the. Tell them, let them hear you. Maria of Minnesota, what did you say to them? Tell them in English and tell them in Spanish. And she's off. She's off. Okay. She says that I should tell everybody that for Valentine's Day that they should send me $100 for everybody. I thought she was going to say $1,000. What can I say? Maria of Minnesota is saying I should tell everybody to send me $100. That's interesting. For Valentine, that's very interesting. All right. And Maria doesn't know that I moved away from $100 a long time ago. I mean, I'm grateful. I'm very appreciative if you send me $10, $50, $100. But my needs are bigger than that. My needs nowadays are bigger than $100. It's from $1,000 up. I'm just being truthful. There's no use pretending about it. I'm no longer a $100 man, but the $100 will go a long way to solve problems. But my problems are made by $1,000 upward. I'm just being very plain to you. All right, your job is to begin to be sensitive. When you pray to God to connect you, it must be with people that are of luxury. The difference between peasants and kings and queens is royalties believe in luxury. Peasants do not. Anything goes. You don't need that kind of lifestyle where anything goes. Whatever happened is okay. Because people sing that song. Whatever should be, whatever will be, will be. You know? Terra, terra. That's not a good song. That's not a good song. Most of the songs that I grew up with, I've come to hate them. I've come to really, really dislike them. Why? Because they are all falsehood. They are not true. Whatever will be, will not be. And who is the one who is making it to be? If you believe in quality, you will change things. Please write that down as a powerful key. If you believe in a life of quality, you will change things. Write it exactly as I say it. If you believe in the life of quality, you will change things. So this is not about terra, terra, what will be, or sera, sera, what will be, will be. No. What will be, will not be. I was born to change things. Some evangelical and Pentecostal Christians criticize us of the Reformed Church that we believe in Calvinistic predestination, that we are predestined. Predestination is in the Bible, but there is a way it is. Ha ha! There is a way it is. It's not a blind predestination. Oh, I was destined to meet this person. Who tell you were destined to meet that person? Who destined you to meet the person? I was destined to marry this person. Who destined you to marry that person? And you cannot say who destined you. Oh, it was meant to be. This love was meant to be. Are you serious? Love is meant to be and love is meant not to be. Nobody will cheat me when it comes to this. Oh, it was meant to be. If it ends, let it end. And I move on. And that is where people have problems in life. Because they feel it was meant to be. The way you found a person or the person found you, the way that you and the person have been together, it was meant to be. Seriously? Let me tell you something. When it comes to you, being an awakened spirit, being born again, when it comes to you being baptized with the Holy Ghost, when it comes to marriage and money, there's nothing like predestination. It's about a choice. The choice of a living spirit, you. You found a person. And both of you have to work things out and agree on something. And you go and both of you should go and think about it. And not just run on blind predestination. We were destined to be together. Really? When life will come knocking on your door, I will see whether you were destined to be together. Because you're going to change. You're going to change what you said before. When problems happen and two of you are in the court, you will see whether that person and you were destined to be together. When you see the nastiness of a person, then you will know whether you were meant to eat the same cake and drink from the same cup. Ha 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 ha. Predestination in John Calvin of Switzerland thought, in his thinking, is about those who are already Christians and who've made a vow that they will follow Jesus forever. They will never forsake him. It doesn't matter what happened, they are with him. And that's what he was talking about, adult Christians. And people just take it to be something that is for everybody. You've already been predestined before the creation of the world. That is, when he says predestination in that sense, he's talking about that is the wish of God. Predestination as God's purpose and will for human being is for all of them to be born again, to be filled with the Spirit, and to be delivered from the power of darkness, and all of them to become wealthy people. That's the wish of God for every human being. But it is the human beings who have to put it into whether it happens or not. That's the wish of the Father. The desire of the Father is for all this to happen to humans. But when human beings don't want it, then there's nothing wrong about it, because they've made their choice. This is your original purpose for human beings. That's where predestination is. God's heart, God's wish. But it is left for you to make God's wish, God's need, what God wants, what God desires to happen. It is you that make that choice. God will never force you and say, if you don't obey me, if you don't become rich, if you don't get away from Satan, if you don't stop sinning, I will kill you. Our God is not a violent God, and people try to make him that way. Try to make him a serial killer. And God is not like that. Forget about it. God is not like that. And he will never be like that. So for those who are followers of Jesus, they have accepted the wish of the Father. That's where predestination kick in. So it's not that you are going to be forced, because that's the will of God for you. That's the will of God for you, but you have to make that choice to make it happen. And if you make it happen, bravo, bravo. It's not something that you are forced into. Predestination as you are forced into a marriage. Who tell you that you are forced into a marriage? If you realize that the marriage in which you are is a witchcraft marriage, get out of it. If the relationship you realize this didn't come from the right source, get out of it. What is keeping you there? What's your problem? Do you have a mental problem? Are you schizophrenic? That's why you are staying there? No. I'm not accepting that. If something is not good for me, I'll change it. Change the way you love. Mary, put down the title for me for this session. Change the way you love. Change the way you love. Yeah. And change the way you think about love. Change the way you love. Change the way you think about love.
Good.
Somebody gave you, interpreted a dream, saw you and the man or the woman holding hands in a dream, and then told you the interpretation is that both of you, that God wants both of you to marry. Really? Or somebody gave you a prophecy. Everywhere you go, you receive a prophecy. And that is God's will. What has God's will got to do with it? Has God spoken to you yourself? Do you really like what you are seeing in that person? Before you start Valentine with the person. Huh? Knucklehead Valentine is a very dangerous thing. Knucklehead Valentine is a very dangerous thing. You'll be eating a very dangerous candy from a very poisoned candy factory. That's what you are doing. You are eating a killer candy from a poisoned candy factory. That's what you are doing. In the name of prophecy. God has decided that I married this person. Everything has been working out. Have you exposed that? Do you really like the person? One woman called me and said to me, "Prophet, I want you to pray that God gives me a husband." I said, "Really?" She said, "Yes." I said, "All you need is a husband." She said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, I'm going to pray about it." Then she wanted to leave the phone. I said, "Listen, let me ask you a question. Since there is no specific things about this man, so if God gives you a very short, very fat, about 700-pound man, bald-headed, very short, poor and homeless, doesn't have nothing, will you marry the person?" And she was looking at me and said, I thought that God knew what I wanted. I said, did you tell him? So what about if the person is somebody with only one leg? What about if the person don't have no legs and no hands and is on wheelchair? You'll be the one taking the person everywhere in the name of love, because that's what love does. She was speechless. What about if you be the breadwinner, the person doesn't have no money, but God wants you to marry somebody who is poor and broke, and you'll be taking care of the person? What about that? That's a good marriage, isn't it? Huh?
No.
She was speechless. A man went to God to go and pray. He fasted a whole day on Saturday and told God and said, tomorrow when I go to church, the first woman that'll come to that church who is single will be my wife. So with his mouth, he has already created a prophecy for himself. God said, okay. So he went to church earlier than usual. He was there praying. God, I thank you. Bring me the first single person to walk into this place will be my wife. Oh God, thank you, because today is my miracle. He prayed and was blasting off in tongues. Somebody else came, another man came in and said, what are you praying about? He said, well, I make a vow to God. The first single woman who comes to this church will be my wife. The brother said, oh, let's keep praying. And as they were praying, married women began to come into the church. He said, why are there so many married women coming into the church today than single women? Then, later on, he started hearing a noise. Boom. 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 He's like, what is that noise? So somebody is coming through the backyard of the church into the church, not from the front where everybody can see who is coming in. He kept hearing boom, boy, boom. He said, what kind of nonsense is this? What is that? He kept hearing boy, boom, boy. And then he closed his eyes and they were still praying and praying and praying. And the noise kept coming closer and closer. Boy, boy, boy. When he opened his eyes, to his amazement, it was this beautiful, wonderful girl that is a seamstress. She sews. She's one of the best tailors in town. She sews. What if that girl make an outfit for you, whether it's suit and tie and pant, trousers, oh my gosh, she can even weave a shoe to match. So talented. But she has only one leg and she uses a crutch on her armpit to work, you know. And even the one leg that remains is a very tiny little thing that is dangling out there. But she's one of the most beautiful to behold. Very beautiful and so well talented. She didn't go to school, but she learned a trade. And she has money. She has money. She has built 2 or 3 houses by being a tailor, being a seamstress. So this girl is the one walking in. It is the crutches that you are hearing the noise. Boy, 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 boy. And when this guy opened his eyes and saw this girl walking in with her crutches, the guy shouted, no! No, Jesus, no! about it. Everybody turned around and like, what is going on? What is going on? The guy ran out of the church and fled. Never came back to that church up till today. He fled. He can't even keep his word. He told God, the first woman that is single that come to this church will be my wife, and here is the woman. And now you're fleeing. Never came back. He didn't want to come back. They were blind girls, they were deaf girls, they were crazy girls, mentally crazy girls, bipolar girls, narcissistic. They were all in that church. It's like, I'm not coming back because I don't know what I will pray, and the next one will be worse than this one. So he fled. He fled. He didn't want no responsibility. You want the candy, but you don't want the responsibility that goes with the sweetness. There we go. He fled. Be specific about what you need. Be specific. If I were you, I would go as far as talking about how much salary the person should be making. And while you are writing what you want in the other person, make sure that you are live. You are there. Because a lot of people want this from the other person. What about themselves? They have no money. They have not pushed themselves to make money. They have not made themselves beautiful. And yet they are the one trying to define another person's life, to try to make the other person in the image of what they are thinking. And while they themselves, they themselves have not changed. They don't want to change. We are talking about quality. Quality. Luxury. The best of the best. As you have the best, you should change to be the best. You can begin with second hand, and as it grows, you put a lot of money in investment. You don't need to worry about that. Then make your life better. Because the more you grow in age, the more you are going to realize that you are going to need luxury. I'm just being plain with you. Because you cannot be at the age of 40, 50, 60, 70s and you are driving a car, the seat of the car is thick. There's nothing cushy about that. When you put your butt in there, you are sitting on some iron or some wood or some stick there. Come on, give me a break. You are going to kill your donkey. You're going to kill your butt. Next car you should buy should have heated seats, so that when it is winter, you can heat up the... you have to make life comfortable for yourself, because the older you become, the more luxury you're going to have. I'm just being very kind to you to tell you this, because many of you don't know this. You think that the way you were when you were 20 is the way that your body is going to respond to things when you are 40, 50, 60s, etc. You serious? Ladri was talking to me about the kind of car that she wants to drive. And when she mentioned, I told her I like it, go for it. No fear, nothing. There is not even anywhere of us talking about faith here. We were not even discussing faith, because faith doesn't even arise here. It's about luxury. What will make your life comfortable? What will enhance your years on the earth, what will make your lifespan to be longer than it should be? So why do you go and get the worst people or the worst person in your life who is coming to come and tarnish your image, brutalize you, and you have no quality of life? Luxury means quality of life. Please write that down. Write that down. Luxury, it's a powerful key. Luxury means quality of life. So that you can be the best in this world. Quality, not quantity. So go and think about it. If you are married or you're in relationship with any man or woman, and there are something good, a good shoe, a good cloth, let's go and get ice cream. Oh no, well, we don't need to spend money on that ice cream. Let's go and drink water. Seriously? Seriously? You can't get me ice cream because you want to save a penny and a nickel. Get out of my way. I'll push you out of my way. What's wrong with you? How much is a Michael Kors bag, handbag, and shoes and outfits, or quality clothing and stuff and accessory from Zara? At the end of the day, when you add up the money you've spent to buy cheap stuff, you could have bought that. You could have bought 4 or 5 times with those piles. You could have bought something quality, at least 3, 4, from a good quality craftsmanship. If you go and add what you've spent to be buying all this crap, you would have bought 3, 4 quality things that will outlast these ones. That's what we are talking about. Luxury means, write that down as a powerful key. Luxury means doing things that enhances your life. So that you are so inspired to become a creator. We are not talking of creating the universe. We're using it a different way. So that you become a creator. You create things. Your life is enhanced. You see, the chair that I'm sitting on in the office, the ones I used to have was not as quality as this. But this one has so many features in it. Makes life easy. Makes life easy for me. There are men and women in your life that will never buy you a quality, not one quality good shoe, one quality perfume, not many, just one quality one. Have you ever done that for me? One quality outfits, one quality perfume, one quality gold or diamond ring. And there are people that will never come near you. People who've made it in life. Because you don't look like them. When I say looking like that, I'm not talking about gender or race. I'm talking about class. Luxury means, keep writing, luxury means the entrance into high style, and high taste. Because that's where you are going to begin to attract the best to come to you. The best will not come to you when you are low class. And when you go about marrying and dating low class people. I asked a guy that has a PhD, has a good job, why don't you look for the doctors, the lawyers, people like you? You always go for people that did not even finish elementary. What's wrong with you? And those people are going to give you the greatest headache of your life because you think you are marrying people who cannot challenge you. Don't worry. The days are coming that those men who did not have GED, those women who did not have their GED, you think that you're marrying them, they are quiet, they are calm, you can manipulate them. The day is coming when they will show you who they really are. And you will be afraid of being in this world. Go ahead, leave the United States, leave Britain, leave Germany. Go back to your country and go and pick one useless guy or one useless girl. I'm sorry to use that word. I'm not supposed to. But you can feel my annoyance. You've already seen the best around you. But you are thinking, those people are, when I talk to them, they are going to ask me why. Why are we doing this? They want to see what I'm doing with my money. I want somebody who won't talk back. Then why don't you go and buy a dog or a cat that will not talk back to you? Because that's why a lot of people have animals. They would rather be with the animal than be with humans. They would rather take a walk with animals instead of humans because human beings will talk back to them. And they don't want nobody to challenge them. Control freaks don't want no humans. They would rather have dogs and cats. So some of these men and women, they go back to the original country and go and pick a wife or a husband there and bring them to Europe or to North America. Interesting, huh? Don't worry. The big rats that live in America, in North America, that's in Canada too, and in all of Europe, the rats that are already here are going to tell that man or that woman that you brought in. They are going to tell that person something. And that person will change. Wait, you will see it. You think they don't know anything. Don't worry. Pretty soon you know that you went and married them for their family, not for you. And they are going to deal with you. And then you start looking for a prophet to go to find out who bewitched you. You bewitch yourself from the word go. That's true. Yep. You saw quality, you didn't want it. I want you to think luxury. Please write this down. It's a powerful key. Think luxury. Dream luxury. Be luxury. B-E. Be luxury. That's how you should be. Write this powerful key down. Luxury will open doors for you that no poverty will ever open for you. Continue to write. Luxury will connect you while poverty will shut the door against your face. So after hearing this, go ahead and keep mingling with the poor and broke. People who want to be poor and broke. Not people who are poor and broke, but they are doing something about getting out of it. Go and let people keep telling you stuff and believe them. instead of just leaving them and going your way. Let them tell you you are snouty. Let them tell you, you're trying to be like you are all that. Yes, you are all that. Shante, do you hear what I'm saying? You are all that. Mary, do you hear what I'm saying? Annie, do you hear what I'm saying? Let them say to you, you are all that. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
You are trying to be what you are not. No. I am not trying to be what I'm not. I am what I am, and I'm happy with it. Anybody who cannot bring out good money to buy you good things is your enemy. Let me tell you something. Write this down as a powerful key. When people buy you a gift, or when people send you a gift, when they buy or send you a gift, comma, the quality nature of that gift tells you on what scale they place you. The quality nature of that gift tells you what scale they place you. It tells you what scale they place you. Many years ago, somebody bought me a gift of a set of colognes. It contains the shampoo, it contains the conditioner, it contains this, then it contains all of that. I have bought that thing for myself many years back. And there will be a wide opening inside that box where a wide, nice perfume. It's not toilet, it's perfume. It's in that. And the person sent me the shampoo, the conditioner, the body wash, the spray, but not the perfume. The person removed the perfume and sent the other ones to me. And I look at it and I'm like, wow, this is how the person think about me. I'm not worthy of the best. Really. You know what I did? I took it and I gave it to somebody else. I didn't need that. If I find disrespect in any gift, I give it away. If a person doesn't give me the best, I always give it away. If the person is giving that to me because that is all they can afford, I will know and I will use it. I've known people in the course of them being in my ministry and being in our business, I've known them change from being $100 man or woman to $1,000 man or woman. And when they send me a gift, the gift has changed from the years, and you can see where they are by the gift they sent. Somebody had thousands of dollars in their bank account and they send you $50, $25. Somebody that used to live in the Caribbean. In the Caribbean, you were sending me $25 every other month because that's where you were. And now you live in America, you are still sending me $25. Are you serious? Are you crazy? And the prayer I prayed for you, you are making thousands of dollars every 2 weeks. And you are still behaving like you are living in the Caribbean. While I have people who live in the Caribbean who send me thousands of dollars in a month. They live in the Caribbean. And there are men and women who want to be in Valentine with you. And they are not in Valentine, they are in stupid with you. They are coming to see whether you are the type that they can use and dump. And they want to take you to a $10 meal that is worthless, tasteless, nothing. And not something that is quality, that when you eat, you will not forget the experience. Anyone who is not sensitive to your luxury is an enemy. Your children want to buy you a winter coat at your age, it should be a luxury one. Put that money together and get mama the best winter coat with a hoodie on it. Get her if she wears high heel or flat heel, get her something that the boot is a high knee. Something that make her look sexy and sweet to behold. What makes you think that women are not entitled, that they are not entitled to luxury? What makes you think that way? Somebody has been in stupid with you in the name of love, has never buy you not one bra, not one underwear, not one shoe. Everything you are wearing, you brought it with you into the marriage. And you call that a marriage? That's no marriage. That's a mess. That's a bomb, B-O-M. Big old marriage, big old mess. You are in a bomb, B-O-M. Big old marriage, big old mess. Please write that down. Come out of it. My people, come out from among them. And be ye separate from a big old marriage and a big old mess. Because either it's a marriage or it's a mess. Those are the only two things there. Either it is a marriage or is a mess. I love this, isn't it? Woo! You did not go into a relationship to go and become an actress. Every day is a drama. Why is it a drama? Because you are in a big old mess. In the name of you are in a marriage. Sooner or later, the children begin to learn and think this is how marriage should be like. I asked one guy why he became an alcoholic. What happened to him? He said his father was an alcoholic. And I asked him, why do you dress like a bum always when you come to this office? That was when I lived somewhere in the West Coast. He said he wanted to tell me what happened. That one night his father went and drank and got drunk and came back home. Instead of walking into his own room, he didn't know which one was his room, his bedroom. He came into his son's room. The son was sleeping. And when the son heard the commotion of somebody walking in, he woke up and was watching his father. His father walked straight to his closet where he hung his clothes. Some clothes were on the floor of the closet, and his father brought out his his thing and started peeing right in the closet, peeing on the clothes of his son. He peed and peed and peed all that beer, all that alcohol on it, thinking that was a restroom. He peed all over the place there. And then tried to go to bed, only for him to realize that this is his son's room. Oh, he said, "I'm sorry," and he ran out. And his son said he didn't have no clothes to go to school the next day, nothing. That's how he started hating school, because of what his father did. Drunk, came and peed all over his clothes. Tell me about it. That's what women go and marry in the name of marriage. Write this powerful key down. If you endure or tolerate what you should throw out and not look back, then you are a big old fool. And put it in bracket, BOF, B-O-F. Big old fool. Close the bracket. Things that you should have thrown. Person that you should have left. And one thing is, I don't know why we always like to go back to check on people we've left. Why do you want to check on them? Why is it that if they happen to have your phone number from somewhere, why do you want to reply? Why don't you just delete it and block it? When they try several times, they will give up and they will never call you again. There are many of you who divorced, or you were divorced. In your heart, you still want to be with that person. And I know it. If that opportunity comes, you will go for it. And it is you that will pay a price, not me. Because you've not yet learned a lesson of this life. We want to stop here and we will continue at 5 o'clock. So we have a few minutes to go and rest. Then we'll come back and continue at 5 p.m. my time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody who doesn't want to give you quality lifestyle is an enemy. Don't forget it. You can't put up with unnecessary quantity. It must be quality of life. That's why your God is a quality God. Idika, Imeri, I'm quality. I'm not cheap. And I do not want you ever to be cheap. Of course you hear me.